Welcome back, my friends. Today is the day. I'm going to be revealing the entire home that we designed for Heather and Jason in this episode, along with a few spaces we haven't even shown you yet. And I'm so excited to take you through it. And because I want to give you the ability to be bold at home, I'm offering one of you a free 1-hour consultation with yours truly. All you have to do is subscribe and comment, and you'll be entered into a lottery to win this 1-hour consultation. I will announce the winner at the end of our series. So Heather, you and Jason have now moved into your new home. Let's talk about it. Let's start with the foyer.
So exciting, so fun. You know, that space is such a bold way to welcome guests. As we've talked about, my husband and I entertain a lot, and we use that space as an area in which to welcome people, to serve cocktails and appetizers. I mean, it's a lovely welcoming spot. And for me, the pièce de résistance was the ceiling. The other piece that is such a wow is that rug.
Yeah.
That custom design rug is so special and so unique.
Yeah.
And I just love it. It's just
super spectacular.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool statement on the ceiling with the Philip Jeffries wall covering, then a really spectacular rug. Very colorful choices as far as the upholstery. Yeah, it's definitely a coastal home, but with a real twist, a real wink and a nod towards modernity from the city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and the way that that flows so magically into the living area is really fantastic, because as you're walking into the home from the foyer, you can see the lake behind. And it really sort of brings all of the color tones around the blues, the cerulean blues, and the greens all bring it all together, and speaks to sort of the beachy aspects of the environment.
Yeah, and you're right, it is cerulean.
Exactly.
We did a lot of Miranda Priestley and Never Wears Prada on this project. It's not lapis, it's not navy, it's actually cerulean.
Exactly.
Right, so we really worked that color in, and I think it did a really fantastic job of bringing the outdoors in. Color is just so good for us.
Yes.
We always thrive in spaces that are colorful and vibrant and joyful, and this home, I think, should represent that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
There is a lot of joy.
A lot of joy, a lot of exuberance. Let's move on to the living room.
Okay.
Tell me about your first impressions when you saw that space fully furnished for the very first time.
Again, it was the wow factor for me. It's just the beautiful, the blues, the whites. We had wanted to really bring to light a beachy, coastal element to the home, but we added so many layers that made that room so much more sophisticated than the, I don't know, the sort of the classic Hamptons. Exactly, sort of what's expected. I think that's the right way to put it. And we so appreciated those details. I think for me, the bookshelves and the way that we lined those bookshelves with that beautiful grass cloth, with the backlighting that really brought
LED,
all of that to light, and the spectacular disco ball of a light fixture, which is really the centerpiece, and you can see that disco ball from outside in the yard, from the front hallway, from the kitchen. It evokes that there is fun that's to be had in this home.
That light fixture with the acrylic ribbons, it's almost like a water feature.
Exactly.
It does look like water. So we are definitely honoring the elements and bringing them into the space in an understated way. Talk about functionality, because I know that you and Jason and your family love to entertain. The fabrics are not precious, but they're still pretty.
Exactly. To your point, it's not precious. It's a space that has its formality, but it is also really fun. And we always feel like, it's the type of, with the cocktail tables and the fabric cocktail tables that you brought into the space, it's just a place where you can put your feet up.
Yeah.
And that's the whole fun of having this holiday home in many ways.
Yeah. So in the center of the living room, we have that cocktail ottoman, fully upholstered in fabric. And what's lovely about that is that it affords people to sit on that ottoman, which is four-sided, and have conversations with, 4 different groups of furniture on the perimeter of the room, right? How is that working for your family as far as day-to-day functionality?
It's worked really well, because inevitably, you'll have 20 people over. The room can accommodate that, even though it doesn't look like that from the outside.
Right.
But individuals can have just small, discreet conversations with one another. So who knows what types of secrets are being spilled in that room.
Gossip girl, right?
Love to hear. I'd love to know.
Yeah.
But it really can facilitate that by having these different spaces in which to have really intimate conversations, but also be broad enough to have one boisterous party happening at once.
Absolutely. Guests like autonomy. They
Yes.
like having a choice,
Yes.
you know, not being drafted into a conversation,
That's right.
but also being able to join one when they're ready to. And that's a
Exactly.
nicely functioning space when it's achieving all of those different things for your friends and
That's
family.
right. There's also a bit of an unexpected indoor-outdoor element, and the room accommodates that. I think the way that you framed the room with the 3 windows and their ability to open up into the outdoor space has accommodated a little bit of an indoor-outdoor feel, which was unexpected.
Folks can flow in and out. You flame those doors open, and folks are just kind of cycling in and out of the home.
That's right.
And we made sure we had furnishings and surfaces like that console right behind the sofa for people to put things down,
That's
to
right.
set down drinks, to pick things up, to set out trays of food, and to really make the space very interactive, both externally and also internally.
Exactly.
We got the sailboat put together.
Thank you.
What do you think?
Well, you put it together with paper clips and Band-Aids for that. That
lot
was
of glue.
It was in very sad condition, but really sort of very emotional for me, for you to put that back together for us, because in many ways it was sort of a small toy from my childhood, but it evokes memories for me of my father, who was a really passionate sailor, and so seeing and having that reminder of him every day in that room really means a lot.
Yeah.
So
Shop from within the house.
Shop
Before
from
you buy new
within.
stuff, shop from within your house. You'd be surprised what you might find in your attic and in your basement. Let's talk about the kitchen.
Yes.
Obviously, we try to bring in a mix and medley of different finishes.
Yes.
We know that a beautiful, crisp white kitchen is classic. Everyone loves that. But you all want a bit of a slant on that.
Yes.
How is that feeling for you and Jason and your
yes,
family?
it feels fantastic, and I'll tell you, there were moments. This project became overwhelmingly large, I think, for both of us, and so in that spirit, we did try to keep elements of the home, frankly, just so that we could keep the project in some sort of under control,
parameter,
in a
yes,
parameter.
in a parameter,
And
yeah.
so, but you came up with the brilliant idea, which was keep the existing cabinetry intact around half of the room, and then you designed this beautiful furniture-like cabinetry, which hides the refrigerator, it hides all
Coffee
of the
maker,
coffee maker and the toaster, and all
More
of that's out of
storage,
sight.
yep.
And
a little
then
pantry thing going on too.
Exactly.
Yep.
So we saved some money by keeping all of the cabinetry intact, except for redesigning that area, which
Right.
was really a brilliant
Yeah.
idea.
Breaks up all the white monotony
Exactly.
cabinetry. We did change out the hardware
We did.
on the existing white cabinetry, and then bringing in that kind of beautiful contrast with the accent wall just breaks it up. It's
right.
still neutral. Should you all ever sell the home, it's not this big, bold choice that's so out of the orbit for a future homeowner. So it's elegant, it's neutral, it's understandable, but it's still very tailored.
Exactly.
Very, very much designed and customized
That's
for you
right.
guys. So we have a little grouping of furniture in what I call the breakfast nook, if you will, which is adjacent to the kitchen area, and we surrounded that with some really fun kind of fretwork, kind of bamboo-style chairs. And then we commonized the view with these 2 spaces between the kitchen, operation area, and then also this little breakfast eating area with the 2 chandeliers.
That's right.
Having them match versus them being different.
That's right.
That we have some sort of symmetry between the 2 spaces, which is
Exactly.
really important.
It is.
Very important.
And those light fixtures, I remember you said when we first met, do you want to go more traditional or do you want to go
Yeah.
more organic?
Right.
And I said, let's go organic
Yeah.
to really offset the more traditional feel of the style of the
Yeah,
kitchen.
they
which
feel
I
like
thought
there's
was a
something.
brilliant choice.
Yeah, they feel like there's something you may have fished out of the ocean.
Exactly.
With the shapes and the glass, the crackled glass, it just feels like an amoeba or a seashell or I don't know, some sort of creature you unearthed from the ocean
That's
floor,
right.
you know,
That's
supposed
right.
to find, really. So yeah, I think it turned out beautifully. Let's talk about your dining room. We kept the upholstered wall fabric because it's beautiful,
It is.
but we had to make it all work with your new vision. So how do you think things turned out with, you know, the mix and medley of the past with the present for
right.
the new?
That's right. Well, I think, again, you did a brilliant job because we kept elements. We kept the table, we kept the existing chairs. We just happened to put some new fabric on them. We did swap out the light fixture to give it a whole new look and put in that spectacular piece.
Fixture, yeah.
The paint choice in the ceiling.
It's called Upward by
Upward.
Sherwin-Williams.
Upward.
Yeah.
As I look upward,
As you look
I
upward.
think about the paint choice of how beautiful it is and
Yeah.
how it makes that fabric pop in
Yeah.
ways that it hadn't before.
And new drapery treatments, I think, also complemented that upward
That's
color, so it really feels cohesive. Again, it shows you can take the best of your past and marry it with your present to make something new for your future.
That's right.
You don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater every single time you renovate a space. I think sometimes people want to do that, but it's more exciting and cost-effective sometimes to take the best of what you have and just giving a little bit of a remix.
That's right.
You know?
Well, and dare I say, I think a lot of designers want to hold you to, they want to throw
want a
out
clean slate,
everything.
yeah.
They want a clean slate.
Yeah, that's because they're designer divas.
Oh, there you go. And you were not that way. You were much more, you listened and were much more attuned to our wanting to maintain vestiges of
Yes.
what we had invested in before, which we very much appreciated.
No, of course. Nothing, my whole philosophy with this is this, you know, if everything is brand new in a room, there's nothing really to talk about.
That's right.
So I think there's great conversation pieces to be had when you do retain elements of the past.
Yes.
Very important. Round dining tables are often fantastic
Yes.
for a space like this because I prefer a round table because you can see everyone all at one glance.
That's
There
right.
is no one person dominating the conversation to your left or to your right. You can now just escape wherever you want to go.
That's right.
You know,
You're not stuck.
Exactly.
You're
You can
not
just come
stuck.
across the table and talk to this person over here. And then, of course, accessorizing that with your own dishes and collection of flatware. How has that been working for you as far as using the space in a new way?
It's worked really well. I mean, I'm someone who's maintained and kept my grandmother's and mother's silver, so to be able to use that in this space has been really fun. And I think we've, been inspired by some of your tablescapes and have put our own vision on that, invoking a lot of greenery, a lot of blues, a lot of crystals.
Hydrangea.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you have beautiful grounds. So I've always encouraged you and Jason to go outside and just cut branches from the grounds,
Absolutely.
cut blooms from your garden. You don't have to always go to the nursery or to a bodega or some other, greenhouse to get
right.
fresh flowers. That's great.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
it's also fine to repurpose from your own grounds and just
Absolutely.
keep it organic, like farm to table, but for decoration.
That's right. I love it.
I like it. Your executive suite, your
Yes.
office,
Yes.
dynamic, in my opinion, but you're the one that's using it. It's been a year.
Yes.
What do you think?
Oh my gosh. I know you're not supposed to pick favorites, but I think it might be my favorite room in the house. Thank goodness, because I spent
You're in there so much
many
time,
hours in
right?
there.
You're in there all the time.
Where do I start? I mean, this room from beginning to end has been one of my favorites. That blush pink on the walls, that beautiful Philip Jeffries wallpaper, the traditional elements of those gorgeous evocative herons, the desk, which I think brought a real modern
Yep.
edge to the room. You very kindly used a French poster
Yes.
that my mother had bought when I must have been just, my son's age.
Yeah.
Was wonderful of you to do, as well as you had found 4 prints
Yep.
that were representative of important dates in my family's life.
Yeah.
And when I first walked into that room, I got very emotional
Yeah.
that you had found that and that you had honored that. I was so appreciative of that.
And I had no idea about
Which
the
is incredible.
emotional resonance, the historical nature of those prints to your family's heritage and history. I did not know. I just knew they looked great,
Yeah.
and they needed to be found in a great way with the interior design, and they just really landed beautifully in that space.
Yes.
So when we hung them, and then you came in, and you were moved by it. I was like, oh great, this is designer magic, because we don't always know, but it does underscore the value of shopping within your home before you buy something new.
Yes.
Those pieces were in a box in the lower levels, stored away. There was dust on the box, you know. So if the client allows you to go into their inventory, you can discover really incredible finds and dust them off, clean them up, maybe touch up a frame, and now suddenly you have a whole new visual imagery that you can kind of pull together in this space, and you save a lot of money because it's already yours.
It's already yours.
It's a great way to basically conserve, but also make a big statement.
I don't know if you noticed, but there's a little bit of a crack
in
one of the pictures.
Yeah.
And I remember I came to you after that, and I said, "Oh my goodness, Corey, there's a crack in the glass. We have to have it replaced." And you said, "No, leave it as it is.
Yeah.
That's part of the history of the picture.
That's the patina.
That's the patina." And I loved that.
Yeah.
And we left it as such.
Perfectly imperfect.
Perfectly
You have
imperfect.
to get away from everything being shiny and brand new to make
Exactly.
it have resonance or value.
That's right.
Things can be perfectly imperfect, broken crayon, still color.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
We had a lot of fun searching estate sales and antique centers all over for furniture to kind of mix in with the new pieces that we had made for you. Those beautiful Louis XVI style French painted chairs with the Scalamandre leopard print velvet on them.
Yes.
I don't know if I ever told you this story, but I almost got into a fight with another designer over those chairs.
I love it. Tell me more.
It's first come, first serve, and I wanted them, I saw them first, and I texted you and Jason about whether you guys liked them.
That's right.
And as I stepped away to get better reception on my cell phone, she moved in to try to buy them, and I literally threw my bag across the space into the chair. And I'm on the phone with you guys, I just put my bag there like, these are, on hold, right? And then we won. We actually got the pieces. Do you ever use those chairs for like a glass of champagne, like to kind of, in keeping with the spirit of the Philip Jeffries, wall covering and that Sherwin-Williams paint color on the ceiling? Have you used it yet for libations?
Absolutely. And that story about the chairs, this is why you and I get along so well. I would have done the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
I have. I mean, those chairs are so comfortable. I feel like I'm sort of Marie Antoinette sitting in one of those chairs.
But keeping your head.
But keeping my head.
Keeping
my head. Hopefully. And absolutely have a glass of champagne and look around and just sort of have
and judge.
the whole moment.
And
absolutely.
Judge.
Absolutely.
I love it. The media room, I think, is one of my favorite spaces in the home. We won't say how old we are, but we know the era that those patterns became super popular here on planet Earth.
Exactly.
How are you and Jason and your family, using the space now that the space is done?
Yeah.
Has it landed all the planes for you guys as far as an entertainment center? What do you think?
It has. It's been fantastic. You very thoughtfully came up with the concept of putting in a game table. And we use that game table all the time to play Monopoly, to play chess, to play, it's a really fun space. And we use it all the time. It's got very much, and I'll say it, you didn't say it, it's got the room has a 70s vibe. It has a groovy, retro 70s vibe. It's got a very unexpected color in that grass cloth on the walls. Again, we've used art on the walls. There's a painting that Jason's grandmother, great-grandmother, his grandmother just turned 102.
Right.
His great-grandmother, who also lived to about 102.
Yeah.
We have one of her paintings on the walls.
So some good genes.
Some good genes.
Jason might be around for a while.
Exactly. But that room is so fun and so spirited, and people love it and instantly feel warm and embraced as soon as they go into it.
And this is the one time where I will allow a massive sofa sectional to actually hold sway.
That's true.
In the room, because that room was massive. And this is a situation where the family needs to be basically wrapped around the large screen to watch your movies and favorite television shows.
That's right.
A sofa with two chairs, which would be a bit more traditional layout for furniture, would not actually be functional.
That's right.
So there are times and places where a sofa sectional is actually appropriate.
That's right.
And this is one of them.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I want to know, how does Jason feel about his office, his gentleman's study?
His gentleman's study. Can I say that I love the gentleman's study? Is that allowed?
Yeah,
Do I have
of course,
two offices?
of
I
course.
think I need to have a day office.
Absolutely.
And
Mix and match.
no, that room came out so well. So yes, there is. We snuck another sectional.
Yeah, we did.
Into that office. I think it's just so beautiful. I mean, the layering of the walls, that incredible light fixture is just spectacular. It looks out over the lake behind the house, which is wonderful. And the positioning of the desk, I think, is totally unique and
Coming
lovely.
off the wall.
Coming off the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really important. I think people need to have, again, autonomy. Yeah. A lot of times folks put desk up against a wall.
Yes.
And it's almost as if you're telling the child to go take a timeout for misbehavior.
That's right.
Like, go put your face in the corner. Like, it's annoying. So
yes.
having the desk come off the wall gives the user the choice to look out the window, look straight ahead, watch the television set, whatever the case may be.
It was brilliant.
It's good to have choices.
And that wallpaper of that
The tiger's
glossy
eye.
wooden design.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it before.
Well, Jason has great taste. He really does have a world view, and we wanted to make sure that his office was as stylish as yours, and he had very particular viewpoints, which were wonderful.
Yes.
And I think that kind of tiger's eye, agate looking, wall covering speaks to who he is. It's very elegant, but it's also a conversation starter.
Yes.
He loves art. He loves things that really make you think.
Yes.
And when you walk in that room, the first question is, what is that on the walls?
That's right.
And that is definitely Jason. He wants you to think about stuff.
Exactly. I think that's right.
The principal bedroom, we had, I think, a big win with the Philip Jeffries wall covering in a different colorway this time. What do you guys think?
Love it. Absolutely love it. As to what I think you're referring to is that we used that same wall covering in our other house.
Home. Yep.
We loved it. Like, we love a lot of Philip Jeffries patterns, but that one in particular we had used in our home. But we thought to ourselves, we can't just do it again, can we?
Absolutely.
And with the magic of the choice selection, we did it again in a beautiful, light, bright, airy, calm palette, which I thought was really brilliant. And you brought in the mocha, the caramel, the vanilla, the blush. I mean, it all.
Neapolitan ice cream.
Exactly. It's just delicious in there in every way. And again, we used a lot of things that were in the house before. The sofas, the chairs were in my home, in a prior home. The bed we had used before, that was repurposed. So most of the room.
We moved things around.
Exactly.
Yeah. We didn't copy and paste it.
That's right.
We wanted to give it its own identity, and then we added new things as necessary.
That's right.
Again, shop within the estate. Move things around so you're not being lazy with it.
That's right.
Still put some thought into it.
Exactly.
And then once those new pieces have landed, then you can ascertain what you need to, purchase. Like that gigantic basket / coffee table was at the foot of the bed in one of the guest rooms.
That's right.
And I just thought it would be so much more impactful in front of the fireplace.
That's right.
As a coffee table.
That's right.
So that's one less purchase that we had to make for the design budget. But again, it looks great. We're not just like settling, it actually looks good.
That's right.
It's important.
That's right. Well, one of the other pieces that I have learned from you along the way, because you're always teaching me, is this idea of jewelry in a room. And I think you really adorned that room with the jewelry that brought those pieces that could have been stale in their reinstallation.
Right.
And you brought them to life with the layering of the pieces and the jewelry of the accessories that you brought to bear.
And the mixing and matching of finishes.
Yes.
Gold with silver, with bronze, with copper, onyx, and painted white finishes.
That's
like
right.
not being afraid of things, matching.
That's right.
But really trying to embrace the beauty of what they are, because we mix and match jewelry all the time in real life.
That's right.
And we should do the same thing in our homes because it looks good.
That's right. It's almost as if the old rules no longer apply. You're creating the new rules.
I always tell you, Heather,
Yes.
I told you and Jason, I don't believe in following trends.
That's right.
I set them.
That's right. That is true.
I know you all entertain quite a bit.
Yes.
You love having guests stay over. That first floor chocolate room, right next door to your executive suite, we went kind of bold in that space.
We went bold. I know. That sort of gave me a little bit of a moment of what are we doing? And it was the most brilliant decision to put that chocolate brown paint on the walls, have it contrast against the white trim, the sort of the houndstooth
on the drapery
check
panels.
in the drapery was a genius choice. We did bring in a new bed for that, which had a beautiful spooling effect.
Bobbin detail.
Exactly. We have some artwork on the wall from my grandmother's home, which I love, and I think it was magnificent.
Yeah, nice little mix and medley of coastal with modernity.
Yes.
And a touch of Moroccan as well, because we have that bone inlay chair.
Yes.
And some other elements that really speak to a more worldly, intercontinental flair.
That's right.
The adjacent bathroom.
Yes.
The ensuite bath in that guest room. We did completely renovate that with all new materials.
We did. That needed to be done.
Yes.
And what a refresh. It's now brighter, more elegant, elevated.
Yeah, lots of pattern play.
Lots of pattern play.
That's the beauty of tile. We can actually use pattern and texture with tile and stone surfaces to make a statement. It's like you don't have to go without having, you can still have wall covering in the bathroom if it's damp rated, but you can also use tile in a way that actually doubles as wall covering with the pattern, right? And make a big statement that way too.
Exactly.
We also have a guest room that has 2 twin beds that I think were purchased with the home.
With the home.
And we thought they looked great.
Yes.
The fabric was in great condition because it was probably a guest room before, maybe.
That's right, I think it was.
But we made some tweaks to it.
I mean, really simple tweaks. We brought in a spectacular new light fixture.
Huge.
Which transformed the room.
Yeah.
And that was really kind of it. I mean, a few little tweaks here and there.
Yeah, new drapery treatments.
That's right.
And I love it. I think that gigantic antique mirror with the antique glass.
Yes.
I think that was in your lower level, maybe.
That was in my old house.
Upstairs.
Yes, it was in the lower level. We brought it upstairs.
Got it fixed.
Exactly.
Yep. All the little medallions have fallen off. We got that repaired.
That's right.
And now it basically holds pride of place in that guest room. And that cathedral ceiling can handle that thing's like 90 inches tall. It's a very big, mirror.
That's right.
And that wall could handle it in a way that perhaps other walls in the house maybe couldn't.
Wouldn't have been able to do it. Yeah. That's right.
Let's talk about the powder room off the foyer. Talk about small space, big impact.
Yes.
We had a lot of fun in that room.
We did.
Existing wainscot, but some new choices in finish. So what do you think?
Again, some blue colors that I hadn't really imagined before. We kept the vanity in place. We brought in a really beautiful chair. We warmed up the space. We brought some beautiful artwork in there, which was unusual, and it turned out really well.
And we swapped out the light fixture. The fixture that's in it, that starburst fixture, was originally intended for your office.
That's right.
And I felt that when we got there to the house, that powder room just needed a little extra, just take it over the top. And so we pulled the fixture from your office and put it in the powder room.
That's right.
And then in the actual office space, we got this really fun kind of palm chandelier that kind of just brings in that coastal vibe.
Yes.
So it all really worked out.
Exactly.
In other words, we have to be open to pivoting.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with changing your mind. It doesn't say that you're somehow failing if you make a bit of an adjustment to the recipe as you're cooking in interior design.
That's right.
Dash of this, a pinch of that, taste test, needs a bit more of that. And you can pivot, accordingly.
Real time. That's right.
Heather, you and Jason and I working together over the last year with this project. Do you feel that this process has helped you become more bold with your design decoration mindset?
Yes, I think it has. Corey, left to my own devices, I would live in a sea of beige because I was too risk averse to ever make choices that led me down the path of cerulean blue or the chocolate brown or all of these sort of more bold choices. So I needed your genius, the kick, exactly, all of it to get us
a gentle push,
a
nudge,
or a real sort of push to get us out of that bland banality. And you did it. You and Jason really, I think, pushed me to make some bold choices along the way. And for that, I am deeply, deeply appreciative of that.
Thank you for your trust.
Oh my
because
goodness.
nothing really happens without the trust. One thing I always tell my staff is when you're designing a home for a client, it's like a brick wall. You know,
Yes.
when you look at a brick wall, up close and personal, you see the bricks and you see the mortar
Yeah.
in between the
Yeah.
bricks. And I look at our clients' visions, your personalities, your style, what you own. They're the bricks. I'm basically the mortar that holds the bricks together.
Yes.
But when you step back from a distance, the predominant visual should be the bricks, not the mortar. So I always want you and Jason to be the predominant visual when you step back and look at your home at a distance. I'm holding it together as like, you know, sinew or thread, if you will, but I'm not the dominating factor. That takes a lot of trust for
Yes.
you all, knowing that in the end, it's still gonna look like you.
Yes.
That's really important.
So appreciate
Yeah,
that.
of course. It's a wrap. You gotta go. Let's take this hot ass turtleneck off. I want to thank all of you so much for joining us on this incredible journey in design. And please, please, please stay tuned because we're just getting started here. There's so much more design inspiration, tips, tricks of the trade, bold transformations coming right here on my channel. So remember, until we come together again, in design and in life, always be bold. Okay. It's like, bye.